it sprung to my mind as I was sitting here trying to come up with a video topic to speak on, and this is very much how it is with me usually with my videos. I don't tend to put much, if any, planning at all into creating these off-the-cuff videos, and I'm working to my own commitment around producing videos with consistency, and that's about as far as it goes really in terms of like how my commitment looks verbally. It's not like I need to show up at 1 p.m. every day and record a video and then post it by a certain time every day. It's more a case of do as many as you can, keep the consistency going through, do several a week, that kind of approach, and it keeps me on my toes. And I wanted to talk about this sort of process and speak about some of the benefits and some of the reasons why you might consider doing what I do, or something along the lines of what I do. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4 videos a week like I do, but certainly a few here and there through the year. And you might be intrigued to hear about some of the reasons why I keep doing this, and I'm continually motivated to show up even when I'm all red from a run, and I'm very rarely motivated as hell to talk about stuff on a video. And as you know, I hate holding my camera up, and I don't really like being on video at all. Actually, I don't really I've never really loved certainly the idea of being on film and being front stage. I like to do things kind of behind the scenes. So this has always been a bit of a push for me, always been a bit about being out of my comfort zone. I don't like my face that much in terms of the squintiness and like my little slitty eyes and that kind of thing. Sometimes I find it difficult to bring myself to look at myself. But on the other hand, I also have seen my confidence grow, and I've seen my self-respect and my belief in myself expand, at least the perceived belief in myself expand. So that's one of the reasons. I want to go into a few of the other reasons why you might do something like this. And look, the beauty is that we live in a really interesting age whereby most of us have access to affordable-ish cameras on our phones, or cameras in general, and they don't weigh that much, so we can hold them like I do without even needing a stick, which I should get. And so we have access to high quality video footage of whatever we want, and we also have access to fast moving upload speeds and the ability to share our content with other human beings through the internet, potentially to millions of nodes, millions of other phones, millions of other computers and desks and huts and cabins and mansions and mud huts around the world. We are able to access everyone. The democratization, if that's a word, of access to knowledge and access to the everyday Joe's opinions and thoughts and ideas and suggestions it's just incredible. And I'm actually quite surprised that more people don't do this kind of thing. And I imagine there are many reasons why people tend to hold back, even though they know that doing something like this with some regularity is good. So I want to go into some of the reasons, because there are many, but the top few reasons for me why I continue to do this and why you might look into doing this for similar reasons. One is that yes, I get to do this. I see this as a really amazing opportunity, a privilege to be able to reach other people and connect with other human beings, and to allow you, Mr. Listener, you, Mrs. Listener, to see my perspectives on things, and then also open up the channel for you to respond and to share and to have a conversation, which I just find fascinating, especially given that it's global. So that's cool. And you will also be able to access that opportunity yourself to get your ideas out there, to get your products out there, to get your services out there, to get people in front of what you do, and to get a sense of who you are, and to learn more about what makes you special, what makes you interesting, what makes you valuable, what makes other people want to pay money for your skills. And more than anything else, it allows you to connect with with humans. And I know that this doesn't match up to real life face-to-face communication and interaction, something that I'm not doing enough of these days, especially given the lockdown situation and not really knowing the locality and stuff like that. But it's pretty good given the circumstances that we have this opportunity, so that's been great. So it opens you up to lots of potential friendships, connections, a growing audience, obviously. So if you have things that you want to bring to the world and things that you're creating that you want other people to know about, you want to make an impact in some way, maybe you've got a charity that you're developing or some kind of project, it really is in your best interest to get this stuff out there and seen, if it doesn't take away from the ability to create in the first place. Now, that there's a fine line between, sharing so much on so much content and doing the Gary Vee thing of like 50 things shared every day, that you take away from your ability to actually concentrate on the stuff that's worth prioritizing, like creating the painting, creating the app. But given the fact that we can literally switch on our phone instantly and record a 10-minute video, 5-minute video, and upload it right away, it doesn't need to take that much time. And I think a lot of us come up with these excuses to hold us back because maybe we're scared about showing our face and things, and we come up with these excuses that say, oh, it's too much editing and too much work. Literally, I just turn on my camera. I don't edit. Certainly for these types of iPhone films, it doesn't take much work at all. The real work is in the pushing through the flinch initially of saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to come up with a topic, and I'm going to speak it into the internet. So I get very self-conscious because when the police come, I got done for not wearing a mask recently, so I'm going to kind of just put it like this while they go past, so it kind of looks like I've got something on my face. It's ridiculous. Like I got a fine for wearing a mask in Zakopane a while ago, and I've been sort of self-conscious about it ever since. There goes the police. Just going to wait a little bit. What are some other reasons for doing this? Well, it's great for self-discipline. A lot of creativity is, hinges on your ability to do something when you don't feel like it. Like, that's the key driver behind a lot of the kind of output you see with really amazing people who have a prolific output, who create amazing things, who show up every day, who are, they create a lot of work, and they create interesting work, and they create work that has had time to develop and improve itself. So discipline is a great thing that this thing teaches you. I'm sitting here and I have never felt suited to speaking on film. I've never considered myself a public speaker. I've never considered myself I'm just going to wipe my mouth again with my mask because there's a copper again. It's so frustrating in a way that we have to be so vigilant. Look at me, I'm just in the middle of nowhere, literally not a soul around, but I have to wear a mask. Okay, no more complaints. I'm going to get flagged on YouTube or something. The other thing, so self-discipline's a big one, and especially when a lot of the times it isn't all that comfortable. I'm freezing my nuts off here, and my hand's about to fall off from pneumonia, hand-centered pneumonia, and I just don't. It's not easy sometimes to have the courage, and not saying that I'm so wonderful, but to have the wherewithal and the push to turn on the video and speak. It's not always easy, and that's actually really powerful. If you can do more of this kind of thing, whereby you have a commitment, a certain number of videos every week, and you show up when you don't want to do it, that's really where the self-growth lies. That's where you are going to become better and better at doing things when you don't want to do them. And that, of course, will apply to all other areas of life. So you'll have this kind of transferal effect where other areas of your life benefit because you're developing and honing this muscle of just doing stuff when you least want to do it. So that's huge. And the other thing is, I guess it kind of relates, is moving out of your comfort zone into your edges, and to really get a sense of what life is like when you're walking along the edges of what's comfortable, walking along the edges into what looks like uncertainty. This is the beauty of what I'm really learning through this process, and this is really one of the big intentions behind why I did all this and why I've shared 300 plus videos so far, is I want to get better at playing in uncertainty. So I don't write scripts. I could, and you could, and there's value to that obviously as well, potentially a better viewing experience for the viewer. But as you get better at this kind of stuff, and you get better at being able to just think of an idea, this is literally all I do. I think of one idea that I think will benefit, and I then turn on the video camera without any preparation, and I just speak through whatever comes up. And so what you're doing is you're really honing another muscle here, which is you're honing the ability to connect with your innate intuitive intelligence, an intelligence that flows through us beneath thought. So believe it or not, I'm not thinking as I speak. I'm speaking what comes up. I'm speaking my insights. I'm speaking whatever comes to mind. And it's a very different experience than having a thought and then writing it down, or having a thought and then speaking that. I guess there's some similarity there. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but you are really getting in touch with it with an intuitive intelligence, and that's a joy. It's a joy to uncover that process, and it's a joy to get better at it. And when I first started doing these videos a while ago, a couple of years back, I wasn't very good at this. I didn't find the flow very easily. I was nervous and much more self-conscious. Now things tend to flow a lot better. I've been told that I blink too much and I look left and right too much, and I'm still not very good at just keeping my eyes on the camera. I find that I just think, like, I kind of connect with ideas better when I'm looking around like a crazed lunatic, and I hope you guys are okay with that. But this is all part of the learning. I'm also keeping an eye on the ticker here, and it's just unbelievable how quickly time goes by. So I don't want to hold you for too long, guys, but I just want to really emphasize some of the big reasons. Self-discipline, self-confidence in speaking, communication skills, the ability to show up when you don't feel like it, the ability to develop discipline, the ability to connect with your innate intelligence, which I think is one of the most powerful things of all. And the beauty of being able to connect with other human beings around the planet is just fascinating. Building an audience, now is the time, guys, to build an audience as best you can. I see growing your audience online really underestimated. It is big, like it's an asset. It's important, I think, for you guys to build a network around you of people who listen to you, who can communicate with you, who trust you. This is all gonna reveal itself to be very, very useful down the line when you start finding yourself needing to want to make an impact and make connections and have people who buy your products and interact with you, all the good stuff. So before I go, I just want to let you know if you're interested in kind of going a little bit deeper on developing your social skills, developing your communication skills, developing your ability to speak from intuition without getting too much in your head, without being too self-conscious. I have spent decades in suffering, in struggle, in fear around my social anxiety, around my fear of speaking, fear of talking in groups. All of this stuff I have massively improved on, and all of this stuff that I want to be sharing and teaching and helping more of you guys through. And I've got a class coming up. As I record this, it's mid-April 2021. The class will be late April 2021, and it'll be a class on connecting with intuitive intelligence, speaking skills, being relaxed, getting out of ego, thought management in such a way that you don't overthink and that you're in flow, you're creative. And then there'll be a workshop in addition to this free class whereby we get together in a small group and we develop our kind of playful, creative speaking skills. If you're interested in that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel here, but more importantly, make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter, which you will find at alexmathers.net/newsletter, alexmathers, mathers.net/newsletter. You'll see it in the description box below. Make sure you're following so that I can keep you guys updated on when that's happening. Yeah, that's it from me. Thanks, guys.